or let's see. Okay, you're measuring the inside now?
Well, whichever you want.
Just measure the inside, yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Today is January 8th. I'm Sasha Dorje Meyerowitz, the project manager here in the Sandalpuri Temple. When we last spoke or last showed video, we were raising the third floor roof, and the work that's continuing now is putting in rafters and decking that third floor roof. So you might see some of the workers behind me doing that. The rim beam that I'm sitting on today in its gracious curve was also placed since we last did a video update. So what's going to be happening in January is they'll complete this first part of the third floor roof, and then we're looking into whether conditions are going to permit us to raise the final part, which is built on these A-frame trusses. And that's going to be quite an interesting process. Similar to this third floor, there's going to be a model built of that, and then it's going to be a small model, and then there's going to be a full construction of that roof down below. And the crane will raise that entire roof up onto the third floor. So part of the work that the crew is doing today is making sure that this surface is completely level and flat in all aspects, so when that roof is raised, it lands perfectly and gently on top and crowns the temple. That roof is really what gives this temple its final Japanese aesthetic element. If you look at some Japanese temples online, they have this sort of two-part roof system with a less steep first part and then this kind of strong and powerful final part that has a lot of decorative work at the peaks and joins that bottom part of the roof beautifully with different kinds of work on the fascia. Here in this temple we're going to have a huge beam on the very top, on top of which will sit a sertok. It's a ritual shape that Tibetan temples have, kind of like some round discs leading up to a conical top. So that's going to be the beautifying ultimate part. Other work that's going to be done is getting the third floor windows in the coming month, and basically doing the final last little bit to seal up the temple. The other thing that I'd like to express in this video update is something more personal to each of us who's been involved in working on the temple, and I often feel that this temple asks something of each of us. It's not a rational feeling, but something that just arises as you work on the project, a call to stretch, to be bigger, to do more than what my kind of volunteer hours in particular seem to allow me to do in order to participate. And I hear that in different ways from everyone who comes in contact with this temple. All the workers have said something, whether it's expressing appreciation, or as one worker said, he feels this call to be very mindful when he's here. Or even just yesterday, Nicholas Carter was telling me that the man who supplies much of the timber came up from Alamosa, and he was saying, it's just so great to be part of something like this. And I don't think it's just that, this is this extraordinary looking building in this incredible mountain landscape. I think it's a much deeper connection to this being a lineage building. And I was reflecting that lineage really is, in one way, it's about asking us to come out of ourselves and, as Rinpoche often says, live a life of the big self. So this temple resonates with that, and I wanted to share that because I don't know if the video and the stills, convey that kind of texture of being up here or coming out of one's daily life and coming to the land for a couple hours and feeling that beauty and expansiveness and just the joy of what we're doing here and what this temple will mean to people who see it and to generations. Really, we have no idea in 100 years what the impact this temple can make will be. Right now it's a construction site, but in the future it will be a Sandalpuri for many beings. So I just wanted to take a minute to share that aspect of building the temple project, and appreciate everyone who's watching this and thinking about this temple and contributing in whatever ways that people do. So we'll be in touch again, and thanks for listening.